And he is someone who really cares so much about each and every one of us, his employees, the resources, and we are so lucky to have Pedro as our superintendent. Let's give him a round of applause. But just as he was saying, and Donald was saying earlier, and things like that, none of us as directors could ever do anything without our great staff. And I see both Florida Park Service staff, National Park Service staff. I just want to say thank you to you, but also to all of you that have been volunteers, either in the parks or through the Federation or in some way being involved. We cannot do it without you. That is the reason it just means so much to, if you can look right over where all those young people are at now, just moving there. That's where that nomination took place. And to have President George W. Bush be willing, it took 90-some years for them to think a woman could do it, by the way. And also took Florida State Parks a long time, the first woman to head the Florida Park Service. And that was not quite as long as many years, but it still means so much. And I just want to thank all of you and the Federation for all that you have done, because women in leadership is so critical. But also, as Pedro said, I believe in collaboration, working in partnership, and only as teams can we move forward to move these resources forward, but also to make them accessible to each and every one of not only all of us as adults, but the theme for the Centennial for National Parks is Find Your Park. And it also involves every fourth grader finding their park. And we've had a lot of fourth graders here today. That's what you're hearing and seeing. It is critical for us to make sure that these parks stay relevant for not just us, but for all future generations. And we really need to have that continue to be such an important effort. I just came out of spending a couple days, they were teasing me about mosquito bites, and I was running coming back in there from out there. But we were, I just was, our friends also, the Ross, if you just wave, there with my sister and I, we had a chance to stay at Clyde Butcher's cottage. Now, was that a rare experience? Whoa! And I didn't run quite as much there, though, as I was running here. But we had a wonderful time. But being out there to see nature, and it's the first time for the Ross ever to step foot in Everglades National Park. Also Big Cypress, is that correct? And these are folks that have just moved to Florida full time, coming in from Indiana? Ohio. Anyway, but we need to be pulling folks in from all over and having them have a chance to enjoy being out in our resources and seeing. We got panther. We didn't see a panther, but we have their footprints, and we made little clay collection pieces. It's just a great, great experience. But I can tell you, for the future of what we really want to work on, and what I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to do, one, continue to be involved with the Federation, or be involved as a volunteer, or be involved as an employee, or be involved as a visitor to these parks. Because only then will we make sure that the congressional members, you and I were doing a lot of lobbying. In fact, before I was a state park director, I was executive director of an organization called Florida Recreation Park Association. And how they got to know me, because I was a lobbyist, too, for them. And it took kind of being a little pesty at times, which I've been known to do. I'm kind of pesty. But we really need to try to figure out ways to work together. So I'm going to actually ask a favor of you today. And I want to see if you will help me. I'm going to have Wayne. Will you please stand up, Wayne? Jessica, are you over anywhere? I don't see her. Oh, there's Jessica's. All right. I am one of the things I continue to work Say, staying up, Rain. Okay. I continue to work with trying to get children and adults and all of us to make sure we get out and do nature play, get out and hike, and everything. And I also am involved with other boards, guest services, which also is involved with parks and things of that nature. But one I'm so proud about in addition is I now serve as the vice chair of the South Florida National Park Trust. And what that is a friends group. And remember what Pedro said, I'm all about a cooperation. And you know, Donald, in Florida Park Service, why we got the gold medal, part of the reason is our friends groups. And our friends groups need to help not only put out volunteers and other things, but also provide educational programs, help fund some of these fourth grade programs and things of that nature. Today it's a one day only, and that's why I'm going to be pushing hard today, is Give Miami Day. And Wayne is our chairman, and I'm really going to ask you to see if you might even help us financially. Has to be a contribution of at least $25, so that may be hard. But we would ask that you might figure a way to help, because that will be money that comes back to the South Florida National Park Trust, where it gives all of us the chance to help give more programs, not only to Everglades, but to Big Cypress, where we just were, also to Biscayne, and also to Dry Tortugas. So I've already given mine. Please help us. I know my sister's already done, so please help, and he's going to try to help you do that, so he'll be hanging around to do that. But whether you do that, he's going to be over there. But whether you do that today or some other, get involved. I'm challenging you to do it, because if we don't do it, if we don't make these parks meaningful, they will not have the ability to move forward. In the Federation of Women's Clubs, and what they did to have Royal Palm created and then be the nucleus of Everglades National Park, without that type of volunteerism, commitment, and dedication, and pushiness or persistence, we wouldn't have been where we are today. With that said, again, I just want to say thank you. It's a great honor to be here. I am now living full-time back in Florida over in Bonita Springs, so I'm over on that West Coast side. But hope that all of you will please keep your commitment to Florida parks, both state parks, national parks, but also all the support groups that help make everything happen. With that, thank you so much. It's a great day. And let's just say, happy birthday, Royal Palm! Happy birthday, National Parks! Can we sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, National Parks. Happy birthday to you.